And we're live. Thank you everybody for tuning in for another episode of Florida Live. Today it's going to be all about dreaming. If you haven't heard, the Mega Million jackpot, or it depends on when you watch this, but the Mega Million jackpot is over $1 billion. And we're going to talk about options if you want to buy real estate here in Florida, some fantastic luxury homes and condos that might make sense for you. And if this is your first time tuning into one of these shows, my name's Larkin. I am a real estate here in Cocoa Beach. Besides doing videos like this, I also help people buy and sell real estate here in Cocoa Beach on the Space Coast. So if you're planning a move here, I'd love to be able to help you. And if your move happens to take you elsewhere, like Miami or Boca Raton, that's why I have Hector and Michele here joining me on the show. Thank you. For tuning in. How's everybody tonight?
Hi, everyone.
How you doing? How's everybody doing?
I'm great. It's been a good day.
It's been a great day. It's been a great day. A long one, but a very good one. And just very happy to put some clients in a very nice $1 million listing.
Fantastic. So it was like pre-show for you. You got to help somebody get into their house a little early.
I did. And, it kind of goes with the theme today, right? I mean, we're talking about what can you get for $1 million in all of our respective areas, right?
Certainly. So. Actually, we might be talking a little over $1 million with some of the properties, but exactly. And I mean, the thought is $1 million properties and higher are certainly available in the Cocoa Beach area, as well as I know in South Florida. But if you're planning on buying luxury, then we're certainly able to talk about some things that are happening here. But if you win the big jackpot here on Friday night, then we'll give you some ideas of some great properties here on the East Coast of Florida that might be able to work for you.
Yep.
Go.
I mean, Michelle's got Boca on lockdown, so she knows where the $1 million properties are there, right, Michele?
There's not that many.
Really?
Yeah, same thing here. I mean,
inventory's just tight, huh?
It is, and that price range is a little. Oh, how would we say this, Hector?
Hokey.
A little hokey. Prices have gone up so quickly that there's some great areas that have $1 million listings, and there are definitely some very cool East Boca areas, non-HOA that do, yeah.
That seems like a rarity down there, non-HOA.
Non-HOA. I mean, there might be an HOA, but it might be a voluntary HOA.
Those are usually pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
And Misha, thank you very much for tuning in. Misha is a friend of ours where at in Georgia is he? Oh, Warner Robins. So yeah, he's there at the military base in Central South Georgia. Appreciate you tuning in, Misha. Cheers to you.
Here we go. I got my real cup. I don't know if you can see it.
Nice. Can't really see it. There you go.
There you go.
Got the lights on and everything.
I brought that one from, there you go.
So Misha, if you're still here, drop in the comments. Do they have the Mega Million? Because I know it's not just the state of Florida, but it's in other states too. Are you going to be participating in the big jackpot of $1 billion? And actually, anybody who's watching could drop their comments too.
Yeah, right.
1
billion. I got to watch some Austin Powers now.
1 billion. Love that.
So you talked about a good point about Boca Raton with some of the voluntary homeowners associations.
Yeah.
What are typically the rules that are maybe enforced, or is it more everybody can just contributes a couple $100 to go towards the dock or the beach access or something along those lines?
Well, in all honesty, like for example, a community that I know and love, Royal Oak Hills, has a voluntary HOA, which means you don't have to join. You don't have to pay to join. We do have a nice little board of for the HOA, but there's no approval process. There's no application process, nothing like that. Basically, whatever the city code is, that's what we go by. There's, you can paint your house any color. It's pretty much, whatever you want to do. Cool. So, but we have definitely seen properties in this particular neighborhood. There's listings in here over $1 million. We had one recently sell for $2 million. I think it was 2-1 maybe, where these properties, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, right before the pandemic years ago, were in the sixes, maybe. And now I'm looking at 1.1, 995, 875, another 1.1, one for 925, all active. So, and they're not big homes typically. They're usually around 2,000 square feet, but about 2.5 miles, like a drive in the car, to one of our beautiful beaches here. So that's just one example, but there's lots of pocket neighborhoods like this, especially in East Boca. But we have them all over Boca Raton and out in the west part of Boca, which is in the county.
Cool. Now, is that the same thing for what I know you just went through the price points that were happening. Is it common to have sales over $1 million in Boca Raton in your area?
All day long. Yeah, South Florida is expensive. Just to give you an example, I had buyers that I was working with last week from Arizona, and we were looking at a price range between like 400 and 500 in Fort Lauderdale, Margate, Tamarack, all of these cities that are in Broward County particularly. And I think one of the issues that we ran into was the deferred maintenance on so many of these homes. The homes are at this certain value, but the homeowners haven't maintained the homes. So it'll be interesting to see if those homes have price reductions. And I say price reductions, I'm tired of playing that game of, it's a price improvement. It's a price reduction. Let's call it what it is. I mean, it is what it is. So that was interesting. And so what we did is we switched gears, and instead of focusing on single family homes, we just couldn't find anything. We switched to luxury townhome.
Yep. Probably newer construction too.
You nailed it, Eric. Newer construction, impact glass, like everything was like brand spanking new. Location was cool. And, too, working with some empty nesters, like, do you really want to be out in the western part of the county, or do you want to be closer to the fun vibe of Fort Lauderdale and Pompano? So, we switched very quickly and went, okay, let's do it.
Not only that, Michelle, what about the insurance? Do we want to even bring up insurance right now in South Florida?
Well, if you just won the lottery and $1 billion, it's probably a moot point.
It's a moot point at $1 million, at $1 billion. But
at $1 billion,
Michelle will tell you that the insurance part, as a matter of fact, this house that closed today was on the market for $1,050,000. I got a $42,500 credit.
Wow.
Because of an issue with the roof.
Yeah.
And the insurance policy was $12,000 a year. So that's $1,000 a month for insurance. That's not, paying anything towards the principal and interest or the taxes. That's the insurance portion of the PITI. It's crazy. The insurance right now is what it is. I mean, but yeah, Michelle, for your clients,
it's like, we really are having a struggle. I saw a post on my Facebook feed today saying, how are the insurance agents doing out there? Well, here's my 2 cents worth. Insurance agents, start educating the public a little bit better. I'm not seeing a lot of education from the insurance agents right now. So all the information that I've gleaned, I've made the call to find out. I'd love to see that be a little more out there, because I think the general public really is not understanding that they may not be able to sell their home with the current roof that they have.
Right.
And a home buyer who falls in love with a property may not be able to buy that home right away because the homeowner may have to put a roof on, which is taking 4 to 6 months.
And we'll be working on hopefully having a guest here over the next couple of weeks from the insurance the insurance world, so we can get some of these answers too. Because like you said, Michelle, when we have whether we're working with the buyer and something comes up during the inspection, or if we have the seller and as we're doing our pre-listing walkthrough, we're letting them know that these are issues that the buyers are going to have to contend with, especially getting insurance, passing the 4-point inspection. So you'll either need to address them with price or get to work on getting them fixed prior to us getting to that point, because it's just not going to go away.
It's not going to go away, Eric. And the other thing is that, like, for instance, in this particular closing, we didn't have this issue, but I had one in June where the agent gave them 30 days post-closing to replace the roof. So
Good.
Everybody pitched in. We got it done. My clients are happy. They got a brand new roof, and their policy went down $4,000 a year.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Really quick, Joanne, thank you for tuning on. I'm glad you made a quick, you're able to jump on and join us. She is a realtor here in Brevard County. I've known Joanne for years, so thank you very much for tuning in. So back to, like, what would you do if you won the $1 billion? I know, Michele, you had mentioned a couple of them, houses that have been on the market for some time that needed to get some renovations in order to enjoy. So you're probably having to put a couple $100,000 into it in order to bring it up to that $1 million+ level. Are there homes available today in your market somewhere over the $1 million price range that somebody could just move in and start enjoying the lap of luxury with their $1 billion winnings?
So, what's interesting? Here's my question back. Is $1 million considered luxury anymore?
Yeah, I was wondering that before we tuned on. We probably have to adjust that price point, because I was looking through, it's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, $1 million+ sale in Brevard County was kind of a big deal. But now they're happening 30, 40 a month, where it's not as big of a deal. And I think the definition is going to have to be more than just a price point, and that'll all have to be adjusted. And we could probably look at some examples here today in order to discuss that too.
Well, I think too, what defines luxury? What is luxurious? Like, my husband's in the boating industry, so there are boats and then there are yachts. I see $1 million homes. I don't consider them a luxury home, though. I think it really depends, and I think there's probably some different levels now of luxury. They do say that there's like inaccessible luxury, intermediate luxury, and accessible luxury. So I think there's like $1 million home. Is that really luxury anymore? That's the thing. Maybe a waterfront condo might be more luxury.
It probably, and it depends on the area too. So I know here, I'm about to share a screen of a listing that just hit the market yesterday in Cocoa Beach. And let's see, Flex, is that the one I want? Nope, that's the one I want right there. So this is, it's a former Airbnb, and it was, so let me look at the details real quick. It's listed for $1.6 million, and it's coming fully furnished, 5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, just 1/3 of an acre, but it is directly on the river. And if you look at the photos here, so you're on the point right here overlooking the Banana River. And, the fixtures, probably a few years ago, these cabinets were fantastic with the granite that they have. Maybe not as if it was a brand new house, but it's certainly very well appointed. And has some good finishes there. Plus the view on the water, I think, will help define it as being luxury, in my opinion, anyway.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it has great frontage. You could probably fit 2 boats on there. Like Michele just said, you could probably put 2 yachts. One is 50 feet and the other one's 40. That's a great listing.
Yeah.
In Miami, that's $3 to $4 million all day, Eric. I mean, that's the truth.
Sure.
And that's the value of Brevard County, because you can get oceanfront for $2 million here. You can get houses like that on the river for under $2 million. Of course, they have them for much higher than that as well, but there's certainly some good values in that area.
Yeah, definitely. Love it.
All right, Misha's got a question for us. What is y'all's? He's from Georgia. That's his German y'all accent.
German y'all.
Median sales price. I think that has a lot to do with what you consider luxury. That's a very good point.
Oh, that's true. Well, I can go into my REPV and take a looky-loo.
All right, we got a comment here. Mr. Gamble, dramatic Gamble. All right, I get it. I couldn't first figure it out. He would buy and build some apartments, which certainly is needed. And because there's a shortage here for rentals or apartments and that type of thing. So that would be good to take some of your wealth to spread it around in order to help some folks who are needing places to live. I remember a few years back, I met an agent in Seattle, and he was a very successful real estate agent. It wasn't uncommon for him to make $1 million+ a year. He started buying older apartment complexes to fix them up, and he was helping people get off the street. So they were doing pulling homeless in there to help them get their life straightened out, get financially successful. And then he worked on owner financing. Instead of them paying rent once they got back on their feet, they worked on purchasing the property from him so they could become homeowners and work on building their wealth, which I thought was a pretty cool thing. And that might be something like Dramatic Gamble's talking about. That'd be awesome if you do something like that.
Look who just got on, guys.
Hey, Aimee.
Oh, yay.
I think Amy's here.
Awesome.
Maybe she has her volume off. So I'll share my screen, and I want to show you guys two different ideas or two different things that are going on here.
Okay.
Let me see how I could do this. All right, let's share this screen.
All right.
So
and there you go.
All right.
See if we can make it a little bigger.
Yeah, let me see here. I probably can, Eric.
Well, I'm talking about my end too.
Okay. All right. So $1 million in South Florida. This is a 3,000 square foot house on a 15,000 square foot lot. And you can buy this. It's just under $1.2 million. It's an older home that's going to need a lot of work. If you look through the pictures, it's nice, you know.
Not bad. Looks like it's been updated recently, at least the kitchen.
Yeah, it's been updated a little bit. They put the pendant lighting. It's nice. Not a big deal, but it is a nice home. And then you have, for that same $1 million range, let me see if I can get in here. I don't know why this thing got kicked out. Hold on. Having a little technical difficulty here. But so you can get, for that same million, you can get Brickell or Key Biscayne. For Key Biscayne, you're probably looking at a smaller end 3.2. Very nice, but there's a lot of new buildings, and what's happening is I talked to an agent for the new developments that are going on in this area in particular, which is downtown Miami, and she was telling me that they're starting to give great incentives because they're not seeing the traction that they were expecting, which is, I find it interesting because about 4 months ago, they were saying that there's no credits. They're not giving anything towards closing. And I think it's starting to shift a little bit, guys. I think, that everybody's starting to say, hey, we need to start moving these properties. Here we go. Sorry for the...
Well, I think a lot with the shift, though, as well, is homes that have come on the market in the last 4 weeks or so, maybe 6, even going back 8 weeks, was with the mindset of we're still in the same market as we were January 2022 or the spring or fall of 2021, where there's a lot of activity, there's a high demand, and inventory is exceptionally low. So as the inventory starts growing, which it has been in our area, and it sounds like in your area as well, things are going to have to get adjusted. If it is priced well, and if it's a good quality product or property for that area, then it's going to get the action when you first put it on the market. But if you're stretching the price and you didn't do the pre-work ahead of time to get the property ready, it is going to sit there for a while, and it's kind of going to be expected because there's competition out there right now.
And what you're saying is right on. If you look at this, here's the same condo, same building, $1.040 million, same square footage in the Gran Paraíso, which is a beautiful building. Here it is, price drop to $1.199 million. Now they may have a little bit of a better view. I know this realtor too. His view is a lot nicer than the other one, but they dropped the price. I mean, that tells me that, hey, the market is starting to shift, I think. And I have a video that's going to be dropping tomorrow where I discussed the fact that there is a market shift on the way. In some places, it's already there. In Miami, it's here. We have a market shift already. It's happening. I was able to get these last couple of deals over asking, which is great. And then I got the same client that I got over asking. I got him the credit for the roof. But I think that that's not the norm anymore. The last one I put on the market, we priced it just under, and they paid us just under what the area was calling for when it appraised. It appraised a little bit over. But I think the market is definitely shifting, and I'm glad you brought that up, Eric, because this is the perfect listing where they've dropped the price, and they were on the market. They've been on the market over a year, 462 days. I mean, and look at
that's been overpriced for a while then, just
right.
not in the last few months.
It's not the last few months, but he dropped it in the last few months again, and he'll probably get an offer now. But I agree with you. I mean, I think that's where we are. I mean, I think the market is doing what it's supposed to do. It's getting, markets go up and come down, right? I mean, we can't Michele can start to compare, right, Michele, what happened in 2008 to what's going on now and how different it is. Everybody thinks
it's so different.
Everybody thinks the sky is falling. And I'm like, listen, talk to Michele Bellisari. She's going to tell you. She's been there.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not the same market at all. And I feel that the consumers have to understand it's not the same market. That was a vastly different time. We also had, yay.
Oh my gosh.
Technology has worked in your favor.
Thank God.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
I'm outside right now.
Are those avocados?
What? We've got some avocados from our avocado tree. Charlie, let me show you. I have no idea what I jumped in on, but I'm going to show you.
That's your dream
That's
backyard
Floridian.
there.
Right here, guys.
That's a big green Florida avocado. Those are great. Those are like $5 at Publix.
No kidding.
My client just brought me 2 to the closing table. I'm not kidding you guys. Aimee, it's like double the size of what you just had there. You should see the size of it. It's huge.
I love it. Hey, you guys, I wanted to also just share one thing. And Aimee, I want you to jump in on this because I'm going to share the Institute of Luxury Home Marketing has their report out. Let me
screen share.
I'm going to screen share. Can you see that?
Not yet. Let me see if I can remove.
There we go. Can you see it now?
There we go.
Can you see the report?
It should be out there. Yep, we got the report.
Okay.
Tell us what we're looking at because the print's kind of small.
Oh, is it really? Hold on. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like a nice house on the front.
Okay, so this is the Institute of Luxury Home Marketing. A lot of realtors have designations in this. This is from July of 2022. I'm going to try not to make you too dizzy, but you can see they have luxury market reports and kind of see where they've dropped pins for luxury. Okay. This is available to anyone. So I'm going to kind of scroll through this real quick because what I want to show you is the price ranges going back to Misha's point. Here's a luxury monthly market review, and it goes through luxury markets, including Canadian markets, which I think is really cool. But if we scroll down a little bit, we have Boca Raton right here. The median list price, $2,950,000. The sold price, $2 million. So that's what they're kind of considering the luxury piece. And you can see where Greater Fort Lauderdale lies. It's a kind of a different market. It's also a lot bigger. Then you've got Miami. So you kind of see all the Florida markets like right here, which I think is really cool.
Hey,
and then it's East Coast.
Hey, Michele, look at Naples.
I know. Do you know? Here's the thing that people don't realize about Naples. It has probably more money than any other city in Florida, even though Boca is very wealthy and there are pocket areas of Miami and you've got Palm Beach. Naples is like huge.
Naples is huge. And I'll tell you something. Naples, a couple of years ago, had overtaken Greenwich, Connecticut as one of the richest towns. And some billionaire went in there, bought one of the condos, the top 2 floors, and made it all one big unit. It took them 4 years to get the construction done.
Crazy money.
A lot of money up there.
But we were just in Naples and we saw what was going on over there, right, Eric?
Yeah, and that was the first time I went through Naples, and it definitely, you can just feel that there's a lot of money in that town. Just how well the streets and landscaping are taken care of throughout the city.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. The beaches are beautiful.
Yep. Did you guys, Eric and Michelle, did you guys go to the Fifth Ave area?
I've been there. My daughter went to school at FGCU. Both my girls did, so I've definitely spent some time in Naples.
Yeah, we walked all over the place. My wife and I, Susan, we walked Fifth Avenue, where all the shops are, shops and restaurants, and like all the high-end clothing stores are there.
Yep.
Some very nice restaurants, some beautiful homes, but everything curb appeal throughout Naples was absolutely beautiful. So if you win the billion bucks, that could be a place. If you want to just be surrounded by luxury, that definitely would be an option for you.
Yeah.
Personally, I like more of a lower key thing, kind of like what I've got going on here in Cocoa Beach, South Merritt Island, where there are some very wealthy people that are living here. There's some very pricey homes, but it's also rather casual. It's not uncommon to see, shorts and flip-flops every day, go to the bank and other things like that.
Exactly.
That's more my vibe.
It's more my vibe too, honestly. Like I've got one property here I'll share with you guys that's $1 million condo. And you can kind of see what that would get you. Hold on here.
Misha's got a great point there.
It's beautiful. That was such a good point, Misha. Do you see this condo?
Hold on. You cleaned your screen up. There you go. All right. And I'll get rid of Misha's comment so we can see it. Beautiful view. And that's kind of looks like a side view to the ocean. No, you got to move a direct view. It's kind of at an angle. And what are they asking for that one?
This one, they're asking, let me see, 1.1.
Okay.
They just had a price reduction. This is not my listing, by the way. I'm going to stop sharing this. This is a listing that belongs to a different agent with Coldwell Banker. So just want to point out that this is not my listing, but I'm sharing it. It does allow us to any broker advertising.
And for the non-realtors that are out there, even though we have the MLS and you can see the properties on Zillow and Realtor and the other sites like that, us as real estate agents, we're only allowed to advertise and promote our own listings or our own brokerage listings. And if the listing agent grants us permission, we can talk and advertise about their home, and we have to disclose who the listing agent is. So
so the listing agent on that one was
actually the listing broker more than anything, but the listing
Coldwell Banker.
And the one I shared was also a Coldwell Banker listing. Nick Farinell is a local agent here. That was his listing in Cocoa Beach. But something I don't necessarily have to share, we're talking about where the high dollar value prices are, or the luxury prices, which say here in Brevard County, again, we do have a lot of sales that are happening first 6 months of the year. We've had $250 million plus listings happen. And here gives you an idea of where they're at. So let me zoom out a little bit so you can see, zoom in just a little. You can see where they're at. They're all on the beaches. So this Cape Canaveral and south, you got A1A and the Barrier Island, all the way down towards Sebastian. But here, this Merritt Island, which is right here between the Banana and Indian River, this little stretch right here, there's a lot of huge estates that have, they're like 5-8 acre properties that go river to river. So you have, the east end of your property is in the Banana River. The west end is on the intercoastal on the Indian River. And it's just phenomenal properties.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Makes it very easy for us to narrow into areas for the buyers in particular. Miss Aimee, what's going on up in the North Palm Beach area in Jupiter?
We have a lot of things going on. Are we looking at just a wide range, or what are we looking at?
$1 million, baby. We have
because Aimee, if you're not aware, the Mega Million lottery that's being drawn tomorrow night is $1 billion, and that kind of was the theme of what we were going with here.
We're doing Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby.
So if I just put in $1 million and up, we have just in Palm Beach Gardens right now, we do have a listing here for 30 million, but we're not going up there today. So we're going to backtrack. We have, what's that?
I'm just laughing. I love it.
Okay, so let me just pull my screen up. If y'all want to talk about something else while my screen's pulling up, because we know that my internet has been really funky for some reason.
As you're pulling that up,
yeah,
I got some comments here. Joanne was talking about the surf in Cocoa Beach, which that's Sand Dollar Real Estate. Alyssa Boyd's the listing agent there. I don't have the details on it, but it's right across the street from my office here near downtown. Howie D from Backstreet Boys is actually a developer, and he's built, this is, I think, his 10th condominium complex here in Brevard County. And it was a former condominium in the early 2000s that was taken out by hurricanes. Like the roof was ripped out. All 10 of the properties were destroyed, and it's been a vacant lot forever. They finally got variance on the height here in Cocoa Beach, and they are 1 year into construction. They got another 12 months left to go, and it's a really cool shape, wavy picture. I'll see if I can pull up the developer's website so you can see what it's going to look like. But the starting price pre-construction was $800,000 to just under $2 million, and now the few that are left, it's 1.5 and up for these particular properties, if they're still active or not.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah.
Look at Hector.
Give that dog a bone.
That wasn't me. That was somebody else's dog. I muted. I was on mute because this guy started acting up. This is, come here. This is Yuki's little brother, or actually Yuki's brother, Mako.
Hey, Mako.
He's our little schnauzer.
Hey, Brat.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
boy.
Brody.
And hey, I got it in writing here from Misha. If he wins, he's gonna come down and buy one. So
Misha, I'm gonna hold you to that. Call Eric. Go get your place. I'm gonna hold you to it. Hey, look,
fun times.
Wait, I want to hear about this $30 million listing, Aimee.
Yeah, tell us what's up. I mean, if we win $1 billion, we can afford 30.
Right?
Chump change.
Yeah.
So let's see, where's this? And I just pulled it up for Palm Beach Gardens.
If you want to share your screen, Aimee, just hit the share screen button at the bottom, and then I'll bring it up so we can see what you're looking at.
All right, y'all want to see this one? Okay.
Or whatever. I thought that's what you were doing. You were going to pull something up so we can see.
Well, I was pulling up just the $1 million listings, but Michele was asking about the 30 billion. So
understood.
Okay, so let's just see. We're just gonna do a minimum of this. Okay. And we're gonna just do Palm Beach Gardens because there's quite a few. If I just put a minimum of $1 million in the Jupiter, North Palm, and Palm Beach Gardens, we have 343 properties coming up.
Wow. And how big of an area is that?
I'll show you. Here. Let me share my screen here. Now how am I going to share my screen? You know, I'm having like this technical difficulty today. What is going on? Okay.
My dog just escaped. So one of the things that they were starting to talk a little bit about was that the luxury home sellers were starting to kind of not worry, but that there was some chit chat about some concerns about the market. I saw a couple of articles in the Sun Sentinel about that, and you know, this other interest rate increase that happened, which wasn't a big surprise. So I don't think that's a big shockwave to anybody, but there was a little concern. So I don't know if you guys had seen any of that in your areas.
Just overall for the general market conditions, yeah. The higher end, I still have folks that are looking in the high 8s to $1 million price range for condos are still actively looking for those because they want the second home. And wherever the interest rate is, it's not as big of a deal for these particular buyers that I'm working with.
I am seeing some
sharing?
new construction still in some of the luxury communities here in Boca, like Royal Palm, which is on the east side. There's another Royal Palm Polo, which is a higher end community. I think that's somewhat almost built out or done, but Royal Palm is one of the highest end luxury communities in the country. And surprisingly is not gated because the roads are public, but there's a lot of construction going on in there. So when I drive around, I see a lot of construction still happening.
So construction is in new properties being built, or they're doing renovations of the existing homes?
Tear downs of the older homes that used to be in there.
Yeah. And Aimee, you're up if you want to describe what's on your screen.
Yeah, so I'm up.
And
So
actually, hold on 1 second before you do that.
Yeah.
If you're watching at home, either live or on the replay, drop in the comments where you're tuning in at. We'd love to hear where you're watching the show from. And also, if you have any questions about the real estate market here in Florida, drop your comments. We'd be more than happy to help during the show. All right, Aimee, what do you got there?
Okay, so I'm just going to share. This is sort of broad, but I'll show you. I just put in the cities that I put in were Jupiter, North Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay.
I didn't put in Tequesta. I didn't put in West Palm. This is just the northern part of Palm Beach County, with the exceptions of Juneau and Tequesta. I didn't even put those in here. So just with these three cities, which are all very, very, very close, and I'll show you what that map looks like. There were 343 properties that came up that were at least 1 million and over. So that just kind of tells you the demographics of this area.
Wow.
And let's see. I don't know why this. Okay, let me zone in on here. So this is going to just kind of show you where we are at. And of course, one of the most expensive right now in those three towns that is listed, right? Because some things are not listed, they're pocket listings. So that are listed on the MLS. It's going up to 30 million. And this is going to kind of just show you the map of where I'm talking about, which it's not that big of an area, to be honest with you. Going from Jupiter to Palm Beach Gardens is really just like a 10, 15 minute drive. So from here to here, just to kind of give you an idea, 15 minutes, depending upon traffic.
And that's all million plus listings.
These are million plus properties, correct, in this area.
I'd say that's very Naples-like.
Yes. Yep. So, yeah. So these are, and there were only two that popped up that were in, just that $1 million point. So I can change this around to, let's see. So if you go up to the, just in the $1 million point. So, and this is in the new development that's out west.
So really, $1 million is probably not necessarily luxury in Palm Beach Gardens.
It's about average, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So this is $1 million and it's nowhere. I mean, this is about 10, 15 minute drive to the beach. Yeah.
And here in all of Brevard County, we have 207 million plus dollar listings. So it's just crazy the difference of just a small little drive south, the different price points in the different cities here in the state.
Absolutely.
Which that's why Brevard County is like the best kept secret, because people, we have similar probably type homes, maybe not with some of the multi-million dollar ones, but you can live on the ocean for $2 million.
No, not even. These are homes that are, this is a 1.5. It's nowhere near. Well, it's close to the ocean, but not really.
My house is closer to the ocean than that, and I live on A1A.
Right. So,
hey, real quick, Dramatic, thanks for tuning in from Mobile, Alabama, and letting us know where you're at. Appreciate that very much.
So just so to give you an idea, to get on the water in this area, under 2 million, we're not seeing that. I mean, this is a 2.2 listing right here, and the water's right there.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
How long of a drive is that from there to the water? About 5 minutes?
So about from here to here, Like, so this road is really, really busy. Might take you 20 minutes. No traffic, maybe 10 minutes at best.
Okay.
Yeah, just to kind of give you an idea. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so as we go up here, you're getting closer to the water. That is probably right on the water. Yeah, so kind of gives you an idea.
And here in Brevard County, I just did a quick search. The lowest price oceanfront house is 1.5 million in Indialantic, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,800
Okay.
square feet. Highest price is $7 million. It's an estate in Melbourne Beach on third of an acre.
So I remember looking at looking for properties right before the pandemic. And I specifically remember I was looking for waterfront property, and I went into North Palm, right? So this will give you kind of an idea. Right before the pandemic hit, and there were 12 properties that were under $1 million on the water that would take you out to the ocean. There is no way that there is anything under 2 million in that particular area. And there were 12 at that time, pre-pandemic.
Well, I say this whole conversation is just a good plug for Brevard County if you want oceanfront.
You know what's funny though, because I am literally looking at my list of hold on, oceanfront over $1 million in Boca, Highland Beach. There's 45 with ocean view. The lowest priced one is just over $1 million in Sea Ranch. The highest priced one is 32.5 single family home, 8,800 square feet. And I mean, it's really pretty.
Yeah, I just did a search myself for Miami. The lowest ocean front with a nice view condo is a little bit over $1 million. Nothing single family on the water is under $1 million, obviously. The most expensive one, or the highest priced one on the water, 49,500,000. 9 bedrooms, 15 bathrooms.
Wow.
19,600 square feet on a 30,000 square foot lot.
And how much is that?
49,500,000. So you do
And-
have a
And
nice,
for a tenth of that price, for $4.7 million, you can get an 8-bedroom, 7-bath, 4,400 square foot, 1 1/3 acre house in Melbourne Beach.
keep rubbing it in, Eric.
I'm just saying, this is.
I agree with
this
you.
has been eye-opening just talking about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And
I would rather live up there than pay $50 million here. I mean, that's nuts.
Well, let's talk about taxes, guys. I mean, look, you can buy whatever you want, but then you've also got taxes on top of it.
Right.
Even if you're homesteaded, they're not cheap. I'm looking
No.
at the $32 million property and the taxes.
So let's talk about that, because how often do you have people coming in and looking at that MLS and saying, well, this is what my taxes are, and I have to correct them real quick and say, no, that's what the seller's taxes are.
Right.
Your taxes, just so everybody is clear,
Great point.
your taxes are based on the sale of your home. They are not the same taxes that you see on that MLS.
Nope.
And so a very simple way of finding that is you can go into the property appraiser. And I know in Palm Beach County, and correct me if I'm wrong with the other counties, but in Palm Beach County, you can go in there, put the address in, put in what the purchase price will be, and they will give you an approximate of what your taxes will be.
Yep.
Oh, that's excellent. I don't
It's
know if they have
nice
that in
hack.
Brevard County. I'll have to check on that. I know I try to keep up with the millage rates here. So if somebody's buying in a particular area, I can see the millage rate and then do the math based on the non-homesteaded assessed value of
Right.
the taxes, and it's usually pretty close.
Now, also, just so that everybody knows, since the 4 of us are all in different parts of Florida, if you move from Hector's neck of the woods and you had a homestead there and you go to Eric's neck of the woods, you can port your taxes over to Eric's town. So just keep that in mind for your portability and your homestead exemption. It applies for every place in the state of Florida.
Yep, that's a good thing.
Great point. And it's called the Florida Save Our Homes tax exemption.
Correct.
It's like a way to pour your taxes up to a certain limit. I know in Miami, it's only up to $250,000 of the assessed value.
Yep.
And you get to carry this over to your next property on, it's either the non-ad valorem or the ad valorem, one of the
Which is really, really important because I know a lot of people aren't aware of that. And there's a lot of real estate agents that are not aware of that. So if you are, just keep that in mind. And if you are a buyer that's looking to sell and purchase in another part, make sure that you ask about that.
Cool. That is awesome advice. And I think we're going to end the episode on that advice too. So if we're talking $1 billion here, if you haven't bought your lottery ticket, if you're into that thing, go drop $2 and see what happens. I know I've got mine. Hopefully y'all will pick up yours, and it'd be cool to see a winner show up from Cocoa Beach, Miami, Boca Raton, or even Palm Beach. What do you think?
What if we all won it, the four of us, and we just split the $1 billion? I mean,
We
why
should
not?
do it. We should buy like Florida Live.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
so.
Let's do it then
Let's do it.
for $1 billion.
And they're-
1 billion.
They're drawing it tomorrow, did you say?
Yeah, it's Friday night, so
I still have time to get mine in the morning, right?
you still have time to get yours in the morning, and that's what I
Listen,
plan on doing too.
I've been
So
known
if-
to go in my slippers and robe to the gas station.
Full
Yeah.
disclosure. If I win it, you're going to see this next week on my screen. You're just going to see that.
No.
Well, actually,
awful.
hopefully you'll take a week or two to plan, to talk to your attorney, to talk to your
Correct.
CPA, and get
Yeah.
some
That's
things
right.
lined up
That's
before you
Remain
actually go and cash
anonymous.
it in.
That's a
Don't
great
tell your
phone.
family.
Before I get the burner phone and do all that other stuff and throw my phone on Biscayne Bay, yes, attorney, accountant,
PR firm.
Oh yeah, and you know,
And then disclose to your family, this is what you're getting.
yes,
Yeah.
You know, so each
Oprah-
one's getting this, and good luck with things as well.
You know, Eric, it's funny you say that. Oprah Winfrey had to do that. She had to sit down her family and say this, and this, and
I
that's it.
remember that.
Yeah, it's a good
Well, it's
point.
important. I mean, I plan on sharing the wealth when that does happen. And I've got a pretty big family. My wife has her side of the family as well, and we'll go through and we've got it. We've already just kind of plainly joked. You know, this is what we'll do with our brothers and sisters, with our parents, with the nieces, and maybe future grandnieces and that type of thing.
Awesome.
Awesome is right. Well, everybody, I appreciate everybody for tuning in who watched it either live or on the replay. Hopefully you had a little fun with this. I know I had a lot of fun talking about some of the bigger sales that are here in Brevard County and across throughout the state. And if we don't talk to you during the week, we will see you next Thursday live on the Florida Live.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good night.